Hey y'all, how you doing today? So we're going to look at Dan Heilman's tier list video because he already said I could react to it. I know a lot of y'all that know me know I don't put out a tier list for a couple months, but he played the previous beta, so he knows more about the game than we do, so we're going to check it out and I'll comment about certain things he says. Let's just watch it. Oh, that is long. This is how I watch videos. Just go ahead and set this right there.
Hey guys, Dan Heilman here. Today we're back at you with another Awaken Chaos Era video. This is going to be a good one. I'm finally doing my first tier list. This is not...
Nice!
This is a tier list that myself, a couple other content creators have put together. I will link to all of their details down below.
Sure, let's do that. I just checked and there's no link to their channels. I don't know if they're supposed to be,
stream,
but...
with my boy Chupacabra. What do we got here? Eight units that are level 50, 9 units that are level 50. So obviously...
Okay, real quick. So whenever I'm saying... Okay, it looks like he only has one character fully ascended as a 6-star, so that's a little bit,
inaccurate tier list by myself, so this one's gonna be very good. Okay, so let me just show you the tier list. I will go through, real quickly, these units here. Tier 1. Tier 1, we have one hero, Evelyn First Dawn.
You're so fucking cute, Dan.
A lot of good stuff in here. If you haven't already noticed, there is some amazing stuff in the index. You can go all the way down here and you can choose any buff you want, any debuff you want, any ability, and you can see all of the heroes that do that ability. So
that's fucking badass. I didn't know about that. I'll use that later on.
Very useful, very powerful when you're looking for units. Okay, let's go through her kit real quick. I'm not going to go through everyone's kit in detail. I just kind of want to do her because she is in kind of a class of her own. So
AoE attack buff.
Deals damage to all enemies and grants a bonus turn to all allies. So
okay. I know who that is. And I remember seeing that ability. I commented about that. That is ridiculous, dude. It sets everybody up on your team for a violent proc. Every single character. So even if you had a character like Victor that has 2 area of effect attacks, if he goes and you do this on Victor, he goes and he does his first area of effect that puts a speed debuff on everybody. And then he goes and does that second one that if the enemy is speed broken, it does extra damage. Do you see where I'm going with that? This ability is so good. She deserves to be in that tier.
Pretty crazy.
You know what? We're just going to look at tier 2 because we don't give a shit about any of the other things. No one has built enough characters enough to actually know if anyone's effective or not.
Yeah, she is an extremely strong damage unit. She does AoE damage. She is actually my carry. The person that I have the most materials into is my Hydrisia.
Hold on. Slow down. Say it again.
Be on basically almost all of her abilities besides her A1. But she also has this 50% chance to do an AoE even on her A1. So
okay, so she has all AoEs. Every single one of her abilities is an AoE, and then apparently her first skill has a chance to proc an AoE, and if we talk about Fury sets, if a Fury set procs and she does a first skill and the first set procs into an AoE, then that would be pretty sick, so...
Lots of awesome unit. Okay, Zatlux. Zatlux, I do not have on my main account. He is amazing for clearing trash. He has a passive that gives him 30% crit, which...
Buffing your crit to 85%, which is usually the minimum... It's like the soft minimum, is pretty freaking hard to do, especially in an early game whenever you don't have good substats, so that's pretty big.
And his ultimate goes and it attacks one unit with the lowest health, and if he kills that unit, he moves to the next unit with the lowest health, and then keeps on moving on until there's no units left. So he's great for wave.
So the thing about going on and chaining against units like that is I do like that, okay? You kind of have to set up for it because it is definitely possible that if you go in and you kill one unit and then he goes into the next unit and the next unit lives, then you could have probably been better off doing an area of effect attack. But if you started with an area of effect attack and everybody's at half health and he just went and just killed them all, that would be pretty sick.
Right here, Uriah. I think he's the end boss of campaign, and he hits pretty hard. So critical strike, grant a shield.
Let's give you shield.
Cool. Deals 80% damage to an enemy, can steal a buff, grants attack up.
Steal a buff.
Deals 80% damage, chance to stun, grants immunity to himself. Interesting.
Okay.
And this ability looks really cool and does a lot of damage. Deals 120% damage to all enemies and grants 20% ignore defense. If this character is affected by immune, grants a bonus.
Okay, so that's cool because there's a set that starts you with immunity. So if you're wearing the set that starts you with oh my god! If you're wearing the set that starts you with the immunity buff, then you can essentially get that added effect off of your first cast. So that's really cool.
Tia is the freeze girl, I believe. Tia must be the freeze girl.
Tia is the freeze girl. I got her.
I think it is. Tia. Okay, so this girl has the big AoE freeze. Right here, deals 90% damage to all enemies with a 50% chance to apply frozen for 1 turn.
Frozen's so good. If you're doing like a boss stage and the boss has a lot of ads, she goes to use this attack. If it doesn't kill the enemies, they get frozen. And you know that those first 2 waves can be a pain in the butt. So that's very helpful for that. That's like her only good thing. That's like the only good thing about her.
Legendary Tia has the most CC that I'm aware
of. Definitely, I don't think she would be that high. I don't think I would put her that high because the area of effect thing is nice, but the thing is there's a set that increases chance to stun. It has like a 20% chance to stun, and there's a lot of characters that have area of effects and multiple area of effects that can proc multiple times. So I think if you were using her for crowd control, then I think there's other more pro strat gimmicks you can do for crowd control. Know what I mean?
I don't actually know who Mira is, so let's go look. We'll figure out why she's so good.
When you say S tier, what are you talking about? Because I bet you she really... Okay, never mind.
Together. Pick water.
No! Dad!
That's why I don't know what she does. All right, let's look at her kit real quick. Attacks have a 30% chance to apply frozen. Okay, so a little bit of CC. Chance to apply frozen increases to 60% if they have a negative effect. Okay. Interesting. Deals 50% damage, defense down,
20.
grants a shield, and deals damage. Deals 120% damage to all enemies.
Bro,
Scales
what?
with the number of negative effects. Okay.
Come on, man. So the area of effect that scales with negative effects is really good. So this being 120% multiplier that also scales with area of effects in the arena, if you had the setup where you were attack buffed and the enemy had 2 debuffs, and those 2 debuffs were effectively increasing the scaling of this attack, you could probably one-shot some pretty insane tanky characters with that. Yeah, this guy.
So Thomas is supposed to do some good damage here. He applies defense down 2, which is the big version. 50% reduced defense. Very cool. What else does he have here? All right, chance to perform a counterattack. That's cool. Whenever an enemy attacks an ally, there's a 50% chance to perform a counterattack. So that's pretty cool.
So who does that on Summoner's War? Somebody does that. And it's not good on Summoner's War. Let's hope it's good on this one, because the only thing it was good for was crowd control. Where if somebody hit an enemy and then he counterattacked for them, if you had a set that stunned the enemy, it had a chance to stun them. It didn't always work, and the multipliers of the character on Summoner's War were really low, and he didn't do enough damage.
15% to chance to apply stun. Okay, so every time you have someone getting attacked on your team, he counterattacks them, and he has a chance to apply stun.
Okay, so he has an initial chance to apply stun, plus you can get the 20% from the set effect, so it's a 35% chance. That's a pretty reliable chance to stun. I like that a little bit better than the Summoner's War one.
Aaron Deal. Okay, I just got this guy. I'm not familiar with him, so he is a wood unit. Let's go look him up and see what he does here. Wood. Let's go epic.
Why are you saying that you don't know what these people do, but they're on the tier list? Like, whenever you were asking the people what they thought, did they just kind of drop a sentence in Discord, and that's what this was based on?
Defense down, 30% chance, grants more rage. When an ally lands a crit on a single target, this character uses this ability to launch a bonus attack. Oh, interesting. So whenever you crit, he will
dealing 35% damage?
Damage does go up to, what is that, 50%? Yep. And let's see his ulti. Expends all rage to deal 120% damage to an enemy. Damage increases by 5% for every unit of rage spent. This ability ignores defense. Okay, so this is cool. Looks like he's going to be a hard-hitting unit. And that allied attack is...
I could see him for taking down bosses. That's the only thing I could really see him for, is for taking down defense-broken bosses and, like, trying to do a lot of single-target damage. But the thing is, there's other ways to take down bosses. Usually, whenever you're taking down tanky bosses, you do it with, like, debuffs, like poison or bleeding or something like that. You use the enemy stats against them, so
whenever
I would put them this high on the list.
Decrease defense. Okay, cool kit. You must hit pretty hard to be up here.
I'd hope so.
Into tier 2.
Right?
Holy Yolanda. Not available yet. And then when she's ascended...
No. I know what makes this character good.
Removes all negative effects from all team members. Heal the team members if no negative effects are present.
That's good. It's a heal.
The health percentage of all enemies to the level of...
This is the one that matters. This is the one, she picks the lowest health enemy and then makes all the enemies that amount of health. And then she does an area of effect attack. So if you used a single target nuker to bring someone down very, very low, of course you have to deal with the RNG of getting them very low but not killing them. If you're able to do that, you can use this ability to pretty much end their entire team with this attack. So that's going to do it for this, because I don't want to sit here through the whole thing. So all in all, I think this is a good start. Tier like triple S has one character that I can understand being up there. Tier S, which I'm assuming, I'm just going to call tier 2 tier S. That one's like the S tier units that a lot of them were just single target, or they were area of effect. They really didn't have any bonus gimmicks that made them super good. I feel like a lot of people were put on here just for having high damage area of effects, but there's a lot of easy ways to counter area of effect damage. In the official Discord, people are talking in there constantly. There's got to be good information to pull out of it. My best suggestion for building tier lists is to have everybody pick one unit that you're really good at, like your best unit, you know, that you feel super comfortable with, that you could pretty much give a presentation on. Have everybody do that and then sort them afterwards, because I know that the tier list keyword on YouTube needs to be taken, and if anybody got it, you know, they're going to grab it early. This I would consider tier list version 0.01. Other than that, y'all, that's going to do it for me today. I'll see y'all later. Bye.